TomoNews presents Self-Driving Vehicles.
And how would you like your pizza to be delivered? Ford and Domino's are launching a research trial using self-driving Ford cars to deliver pizzas to customers in Michigan. Ford Fusion hybrid autonomous cars will be fitted with heatwave compartments that are designed to keep the pizzas warm en route. Random customers in Ann Arbor will be given the option to choose the self-driving pizza delivery. Customers can track their order through an app. They would then walk out to the parked car and retrieve the pizza from the compartment using a unique code. Domino's tested its Domino's robotic unit in Australia and New Zealand last year. The company announced earlier this year that the robots will be used to deliver pizzas to customers in Germany and the Netherlands.
Singapore gets dibs on world's first self-driving taxi. A Singaporean startup won bragging rights after being the first to offer a self-driving taxi service to the public, beating out Uber and other giants. Nutonomy uses small electric vehicles equipped with LiDAR technology that uses lasers to map out its environment. 2 cameras are mounted inside to detect obstacles and traffic lights. The service currently runs a 6-kilometer route in Singapore's One North Business Park. Invited users access a phone app to request free rides on one of 2 test vehicles, a Mitsubishi i-MiEV and a Renault Zoe. Although only open to about a dozen people so far, the trial program is expected to expand to accommodate thousands within a few months. A driver will be with passengers in the car during the trial run to serve as a backup in case of any emergencies. Nutonomy is looking to expand the fleet to about 100 by 2018 and believes the driverless taxis could reduce cars on the road from 900,000 to 300,000. Nutonomy's public run comes days after Uber announced plans for a new driverless service in Pittsburgh. The ride-sharing giant had been set to launch the service using Volvo SUVs fitted with an autonomous driving system by the end of August.
Self-driving buses go on trial in Finland. Finland is testing driverless electric buses in the country's capital. 2 driverless EZ10 minibuses with obstacle detection technology are being tested on public roads in Helsinki, alongside other vehicles and pedestrians. The minibuses can hold up to 12 passengers each and can reach a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour, but travel at an average speed of 10 kilometers per hour. Officials say the buses could be used in the future to connect existing public transportation systems. Finland is a world leader in trials of automated transport, partly because Finnish law doesn't require vehicles on the road to have a driver. Helsinki is testing the buses as part of an ambitious plan to make car ownership unnecessary by 2025. By providing a point-to-point mobility on-demand system. The trial began on August 18th and runs for a month.
Uber to roll out driverless car service in Pittsburgh. Uber is launching a self-driving car service this month in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In 2014, Uber hired members of Carnegie Mellon's robotics department and built up a team of engineers, robotics experts, and mechanics to work toward the goal of replacing human drivers with robots. The Pittsburgh service will use Volvo XC90 SUVs equipped with Uber's autonomous driving system. An engineer seated at the wheel and a co-pilot in the passenger seat will keep track of the vehicle's activity and safety. Customers will be chosen at random for trips in the autonomous cars. Those trips will be free. Uber started testing self-driving Ford Fusions in Pittsburgh earlier this year in a trial with the Detroit automaker. However, Uber's Pittsburgh project is still very much a beta test. The self-driving Volvos will have humans inside, ready to take control at a moment's notice. And even if the vehicles were reliably able to drive themselves without human supervision, convincing customers and regulators to accept them may prove an even bigger hurdle.
Uber driverless truck delivers beer. A driverless Uber truck loaded with 50,000 cans of Budweiser made an 120-mile journey across Colorado last week in the first commercial shipment by a self-driving truck. Awww is Uber's self-driving truck subsidiary. Its vehicles can drive autonomously on the highway, leaving the driver free to do other tasks or relax. Awww's Volvo trucks are retrofitted with LiDAR, radar, and cameras, which collect data that onboard computers translate into driving directions. The self-driving trucks maintain a safe distance from other vehicles and only change lanes when necessary. The technology only works on the highway, so drivers are still needed to navigate trickier city roads. The company believes that in future, self-driving trucks will drive on the interstate, with human drivers handling the last few miles into town. Trucks haul 70% of freight in the U.S., but the industry has a shortfall of 48,000 drivers, which could reach 175,000 within 10 years. Awww hopes that driverless trucks can make up the deficit of drivers, reduce emissions, and increase efficiency. It also thinks driverless trucks will make roads safer because human error is almost always the reason behind the 400,000 truck crashes in the U.S. each year, which claim 4,000 lives. So I guess we can all drink to that.
Who's driving? No steering wheel and no pedals? What's the point of driving then? It's still pretty cool though. GM is asking the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration for permission to test self-driving vehicles without steering wheels by 2019. The fourth-generation Cruise AV has no steering wheel, no pedals, no manual controls, and no driver. The self-driving vehicle will be used for ride-hailing, not personal use. If granted approval, GM could deploy more test vehicles in cities across the U.S. Currently, only 7 states allow testing of vehicles with no steering wheel or pedals. And on the plus side, in the future, no more fights with your Uber driver.
Ford unveils self-driving van equipped with delivery drones. Ford has introduced its concept for an autonomous van that is able to send out delivery drones at the 2017 Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. The Ford Auto Delivery concept is an electric self-driving van with deployable quadrocopter drones that can pick up and drop off packages at a person's residence. The service starts with a customer placing an order through a mobile application. Packages would then be loaded into compartments on the autonomous van. Next, the auto delivery van would drive to the customer's residence, where he or she could pick up the package from the van. But if the customer needs a package delivered, the package would be moved to the top of the van, where onboard drones would be able to access them. The drones would then fly the package to the residence and drop it off at a designated landing pad. Ford envisions the end-to-end delivery service could be used for things such as online shopping orders, weekly groceries, and medical supplies. Self-driving Google car involved in serious crash. A Google self-driving Lexus SUV was involved in a collision on September 23rd that destroyed its front passenger door. The accident took place at the intersection of Phyllis Avenue and El Camino Real in Mountain View, California. Google said the traffic light had been green for at least 6 seconds before its self-driving Lexus entered the intersection. Another car traveling westbound on El Camino Real ran a red light and crashed into the right side of the self-driving car. No one was hurt in the accident. Google is testing its fleet of 58 self-driving cars in 3 other locations, including Kirkland, Phoenix, and Austin.
Self-driving bus launches and crashes 2 hours later. The driverless electric shuttle bus made a big bang in its debut in Vegas on Wednesday. Unfortunately, the bang came in the form of an accident after only 2 hours of being in service. The driverless shuttle is designed to communicate with traffic signals and share the road with other vehicles while stopping for pedestrians. It looks like the shuttle was minding its own business around 12:07 p.m. on Wednesday when it sensed a truck was attempting to back up, so it came to a stop. Problem is, the truck kept backing up until it gave the shuttle a little love tap. The truck driver ended up getting a ticket for illegal backing. In the end, damage was minor and neither of the drivers were hurt.